Good morning, Dr. Dora Magan. I am Tricia Hermoso.
And this is Raquel Batulan. And I am Jessa in Austria.
And we are from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, Section 1D Day. And for today, we are going to tackle about the types of pronouns. And maybe some of us just believe that there is only one type of pronouns that exist. But for today, we are going to talk about 8 types of pronouns. But before we dig deeper to our discussion, we have something to tell you that pronouns are to language what screws are to flat pack furniture. They may appear trivial at first, but everything else would come apart if they were missing. Because pronouns can stand in for other nouns in a phrase. We don't have to repeat the same words again and over. However, the right term to employ at any given time depends on the situation, so we'll need to know and understand how different pronouns works or functions. Now, to discuss the first type of pronoun, let me have Miss Raquel Batulan. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Miss Hermosa. To make sentences shorter and clearer, personal pronouns are employed to replace people, places, and things. I, we, it, you, and she are examples of personal pronouns. If you use a personal pronoun, you'll know whether you're writing in the first or third person. For example, for the first person, I did a seedling development experiment under varied conditions. So the I is the personal pronoun. For the second person, you will see that the results of my experiment supported seedling growth under dim settings. So you there is the personal pronoun. And for the third person example is that it was discovered in the dark was substantially higher than in the light. So it there represents the third person personal pronoun. Miss Austria, how about you? What is your idea or example that you can add up about personal pronoun?
So I want to add up an example for a personal pronoun in a singular form. For the first speaker, I like him. I there is the pronoun. And the second speaker, you are my sunshine. You there is the pronoun or personal pronoun. And the third speaker, he is the only one. And he there is the singular form of a personal pronoun.
Yes, thank you, Miss Austria. Let's proceed to the second type
Excuse
of
me, Miss Batulan, can
pronouns.
you put your mic on near to your mouth because you are not clear enough. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Miss Hermoso.
Yes, I
Thank
would like
you.
to add up about the personal
Let's
pronouns. Miss Batulan, I would like to add up about the personal
Yes.
pronouns. You haven't mentioned that these personal pronouns are also used to replace people, places, or things, not to make sentences more clearer. And that is just what I have to add up to your idea about the personal pronouns. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Hermoso. Can we proceed now to the
Yes,
second
thank
type
you.
of pronouns?
Yes.
Okay, let's proceed. So the second type of pronoun is demonstrative pronoun. These are pronouns that point to specific things. These, that, and those, as in, for example, this is an apple. Those are boys, or take these to the clerk. The same word are used as demonstrative pronouns. For you, Miss Hermoso, what is your idea that you can share with us about demonstrative pronouns?
Demonstrative pronouns also represents a thing or a things that can be near in distance or time. And like, for example, we say, those dogs are cute. The word there is those, which is the plural term of that. Am I right, Miss Batulan?
Yes, you're right, Miss Hermosa.
Thank you.
And we proceed to the third type of pronoun. Yes. The third type of pronoun is relative pronouns. It is a pronoun that starts a clause with a relative clause because it relates to the world that its relative clause modifies. it is called a relative pronouns. Consider this scenario. The person who phoned me last night was my teacher. For you, Miss Austria, what is your example or idea about relative pronouns? Excuse me, Miss Austria, your mic is muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. So for me, um, an example would be you are face to face with a man who sold the world. Who there is a relative pronoun because it helps to show the relationship between the nouns man and the world. So therefore, it means that we are referring to a specific person.
Yes, thank you, Miss Austria. And for the next type of pronoun, the floor is yours.
So thank you, Miss Batulan. So for the next type of pronouns, it is a reciprocal pronouns. So anyone who wants to share their ideas about the reciprocal pronouns, or you know this pronouns before, Miss Hermosa?
Okay, I'm not sure about it, but I think reciprocal pronouns also used in which two participants in a mutual relationship, I guess. If I am correct.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you're correct. So this
I will
pronouns,
also add up Miss Austria.
okay, Miss Batulan.
When we say reciprocal, it is also called as inverse or it means opposite. And when we say reciprocal pronouns, it refers to a situation where someone or something performs an action on others and receives the same action in return. Am I right, Miss Austria?
Yes, both of you are correct. So when we say reciprocal pronouns, it expresses a mutual relationship or action. Who wants to share an example? Anyone?
For example, the sentence Andrew and Bill helped each other, that Andrew helped Bill and helped Andrew.
Okay, thank you, Miss Batu. So we're coming up to the next type of pronoun, which is the indefinite pronouns. So indefinite pronouns are used when referring to someone non-specific. So in a singular indefinite pronouns, it is which belongs another, anybody, anyone, anything in a form, and in a plural form, others or several. Miss Hermosa, you want to add an example?
Yeah, I
Or
just
idea?
wanted to add an idea about what you have said on the indefinite pronouns, that it could also represent either a count of nouns or non-count of pronouns, Miss Austria.
Oh yes, Miss Hermosa. So we're coming up to the next type of pronouns, which is the interrogative pronouns. So it is just so simple from the word interrogative. What comes up to your mind first, Miss Batulan?
To ask questions formally or systematically.
Yes, these are pronouns we use for asking questions such as who or what. For example, what is your name?
For the WH question.
Who are you?
Is right?
Okay, Mr. Sorry, you want something?
I also agree about Miss Batulan's statement about the interrogative pronouns, which is she says about the questions such as the WH questions, right? Since
Yes.
it's interrogative. Yeah. So proceed.
Yes. From the word interrogative. From the word interrogative, it is asking questions. So from the next type of pronouns, the floor is yours, Miss Hermosa.
Okay, so we're done for the 6 types of pronouns. Am I right? Now we are going to tackle about the
Yes.
the second to the last type of pronoun, which is the reflexive pronouns. Now, can I ask the both of you what comes up in your mind when you hear the word reflexive? Wants to add idea about the
For
reflexive
me,
pronouns? Yes.
reflexive is back to a person or thing.
Yeah, it could be. How about you, Miss Austria?
Yeah, I agree also with Miss Batulan.
Okay. Okay, so reflexive pronouns is the dating pronoun, that refers back to the subject of the clause in which it is used, diba? Like myself, themselves. It also has a singular forms and plural forms. When we say singular, it is myself, itself, yourself, herself, himself. But when we say plural forms of the words, we say ourselves, themselves, like that. Do you agree with me?
Yes, Miss
Yes.
Hermoso.
Okay, like for example, I am going to give a sentence or a statement for reflexive pronouns when I say, I love myself. So where is the pronoun there?
The plural,
Myself.
yes, myself is the
Yeah,
pronoun there.
myself. Correct. So myself points out to what subject?
I.
Yeah, the I, which is the speaker, which is me. And yes, that is correct. So last type of pronoun is the intensive pronoun. And the intensive pronoun is, it is somewhat like the reflexive pronouns. But then again, it also has a singular and plural form of pronouns. And intensive pronouns is, in this case, they add emphasis like in the last word of in the last words of the word, they add self, like herself. That is, there is a self in the last. If it is plural, you add selves, like for example, themselves. So there is selves over there. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, Miss
Do you
Hermoso.
want to add up about the intensive pronouns? Do you have any comments about the intensive pronouns?
I agree with you that intensive pronouns refers back to the subject of the sentence in order to emphasize it.
Okay, thank you. So, I guess we're done about the eight types of pronouns. So, what are your comments about the eight types of pronouns, Miss Austria? So, what have you realized about the pronouns that we have discussed today?
I guess these pronouns are very important for us to know which sentences this belongs and that who are we referring to,
Yeah.
and that would be all.
How about you, Miss Patulan? What have you realized about the pronouns?
This type of pronouns helps us to determine where can we put these words, or how would we emphasize this in a sentence.
Okay, so and there
That's
you,
all, Miss Hermosa.
thank you for your ideas, everyone. So and there you go. We have discussed about, and we are done about discussing the eight types of pronouns. I hope you have learned something about our discussion, and you know and understand how to use or when are we going to use those types of pronouns in a sentence. And good day, everyone. God bless, and see you for the next video. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.